Hello, lovely Inspiring Talks Brighton people. It is Lisa Moore again, just with another little tip about public speaking. So if you didn't catch my video that I did a couple of days ago, it is on YouTube and you will find it in this group. But my plan is for August, because we aren't meeting, I thought it might be useful to share some tips, some things that I have learned over the years, last probably 4 years of learning how to become a professional speaker. I was told off actually by a friend of mine who said, you must stop saying you're a public speaker, you are a professional speaker. And I'm going to stand in that zone and I will be a professional speaker. But these tips really are for people that maybe haven't done much, or maybe haven't done any public speaking, or maybe you're in a position where you really want to get up and share your messages and story on stage. So they're for you. They're my view of the things that I've learned and the way that I've done it. So you can take it or you can leave it. I will not be offended either way. But today what I wanted to talk about was getting your message across. Now, Inspiring Talks Brighton, we have three different speech timings, but the main two are you're either a keynote speaker, which is 20 minutes, or you are a regular speaker, which is 10 minutes. Now for TED Talks, you're given 15 minutes. So any speech between 20 minutes and 10 minutes, it's not a lot of time. Now if you've never done any speaking before, it sounds like a really long time, but trust me, it's not, and it goes quite quickly. And the problem is that I have found is when you are passionate about your subject, when you have so much knowledge, you want to share everything. You want to share every tiny little bit of information you can because you want to help people and you want to get the message across that they need to know this, this, this and this. The problem is for an audience member, if they know absolutely nothing about your subject, if you bombard them with even more than 3 things, it's too much and you'll lose them. So you need to think before you start to put your speech together. And I talked yesterday about how to write your speech. Is what is the message you want to get across to the audience? What is it that you want them to learn? What is it that you want them to know? Or what is the action that you want them to take by the time you get to the end of their speech? And if you're doing a speech 20 minutes, I would say you might be able to get 2 points in, possibly 3, but you're struggling when you try to get 3 in. Really, just focus on 1. And if you build your story, and I'll talk a little bit more about stories later on in this month, but build your speech around that one message and let it flow through the whole speech. It needs to be very clear. And and I'll talk about how you build a speech and all the different elements of it, but how you can build it up. But at the end of your speech, you want to be very clear that they have got that message. Now, it might be that you finish with a question. It might be that you tell them, this is what I have expected you to learn in this speech. Obviously you don't do it like that because that's a bit school mom and teacherish, isn't it? But you want to make sure that they've got that one clear message. And think about Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Not too much, not too little, just right. So when you're putting your speeches together, I would recommend you focus on 1 thing, maybe 2, but 1 thing. And if you are definitely only going to do a 10-minute speech, focus on 1 thing. What's the one message that you want to get across in that 10 minutes? And then you've got much more time to be able to really expand. And also you've got time to introduce this message from different points of view, because people learn differently. People see things differently. And I saw a fantastic post on Facebook the other day. I can't remember exactly what it said, but the gist of it was that the message that you give to people will not be heard in the same way that you've said it, because their internal filters, and those filters will be there based on their upbringing, their experience, their religion, their sex, their job. There will be all these different coloured filters that will change the message that they hear. So if you can introduce your message from a different point of view, you know, if you can take it from the 1,000 feet view of what it looks like to the right up close and personal view, to the view of somebody sitting opposite them, to the view of what the dog thinks. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but for you as a speaker, connecting with the audience in all those different levels and using analogies and storytelling, you can get a really, really good message across. And you present as somebody who really understands and connects with the audience. So that's my little tip for today, is think about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Not too much, not too little, just enough. And focus on one thing to get your message across. Now, Inspiring Talks Brighton happens again in September. Tickets are starting to sell out. Not sell out completely, but tickets are starting to sell. So if you want to get your tickets, make sure you get your tickets. The events are in the Facebook page. You will find them here now. I literally posted up all of the videos from our speakers from the July event, which happened a couple of weeks ago. They're all on YouTube now. So go and check them out. Give them a little thumbs up. Add a little comment, you know, or a question or something. Really, you know, let's send some love to the speakers that had the courage to stand up on stage, because, you know, they've done it, but it's really nice to know that their impact is still going out there. And of course, I'm taking bookings for speakers for 2020. So if you click on the event link, you'll find the Acuity scheduling tool. You can apply to become a speaker. I say apply because, you know, we do need to make sure that what you're going to talk about doesn't clash with some other people that are doing it on that evening, and I might suggest moving it to another evening. And also it might not be a good fit for Inspiring Talks. So you apply, and then I'll confirm whether or not there's anything wrong. Generally there isn't, but just to let you know that there is an application process. And if there are some areas of public speaking that you're struggling with or you're not quite sure about, and you'd like me to do a little live on it and give you my view, then I'll be very happy to. So just post anything below about things that you want to get better at. Maybe it's how do I get over my nerves? How do I finish my speech? How do I stop saying every 5 seconds? I can give you some tips. I can give you my wisdom of everything that I've learned over the last 4 years. Anyway, take care. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll be back again, who knows, next few days. I'll be here soon. Take care. Bye.